Well, it looks like I'm back. I got a little bit extra time before I'm bugging out of here this evening. And Lattice Stars asked me one of those questions, I know this guy. Why? I, okay, let's just go through the question. Guys who date out of their league. Now, he's basing this on the way the guy dresses because he has a nice looking girlfriend. He goes, yo, Supreme, I was looking through some pics of old college peeps. And this guy I knew back in the day is in a relationship with a chick that is way out of his league. I mean, he looks disheveled and half shaven. That is that Don Johnson look. If the guy has a handsome enough jawbone, he can pull it off. Okay? A lot of girls, not enough girls that made him famous, like that look. Okay? Which was a lot of women in the United States. And they still like that half-shaven look. In fact, Jovina advises some guys to grow the shadow. Okay? Because she knows it works. So don't hate the players, fellas. Okay? Can you guys not do that? Yet is he looks disheveled and half-shaven, yet is somehow with a very attractive girl. 9 at the very least, by your standards. You call her 9, but that's your standards, Lad Star. That would not be mine or other people's. From his info/description, he doesn't appear to be exceptionally wealthy or intelligent. And it's not always about wealth. I said wealth will help, okay? Wealth will definitely help. It does help. Believe me, it does level some playing fields, allows you in the areas where there are higher class women. And basically, most women want to marry a wealthy guy anyway. So that shit does help. Or intelligent. Honestly, he's actually rather nerdy. No offense to nerds, just keeping it real. To you, he may seem nerdy. To her, he's her Don Johnson. So my question is, how did this happen? Well, I wasn't there. I don't know the person. I haven't seen his photograph. From your description, I can see why you pulled her off when you mentioned the disheveled. Some girls like that look. Grungy, beard, 5 o'clock shadow thing going on. Some girls like that bad boy look. Especially if they look like a bad boy, but they're actually intelligent. You said he's nerdy, but you also say he's not intelligent. Nerds are intelligent. Okay? So you're doing what's called player hating. All right? Don't hate the players just because they scored some hot chicks. Now, he may not sell to other hot chicks, but it worked with that hot chick. Okay? I mean, she even called him handsome. See, she thinks he's handsome. You may not think so, because you were obviously a hater back then, Lattistar. You obviously were hating, like you're hating right now. And yes, you are. You are. Take it from someone outside looking at you. He's dressed like a 16-year-old skater. That means he's probably wearing one of them shirts, and then got the other shirt on the outside, on the inside. Shorts. I'm not hating on. Yes, you are hating on the guy. I accept that there are guys more attractive than I am in pulling hotter chicks, or in this case, dudes who are flat out lucky. That has nothing to do with luck. Nothing. Zero. Zero. See that? Zero to do with luck. That is not luck. Okay? That is her liking that particular look. So, obviously, you're saying luck, that's a hater. Haters say that also. Oh, God, he got lucky. He got her before I got her. Obviously. I'm genuinely curious as to whether there's some sort of loophole in the game that allows this sort of anomaly to occur. I'm honestly flabbergasted. Now, who used that kind of word? Flabbergasted by all of this piece. Okay, he was probably calling you a nerd there, dog, Lattisar. I mean, nobody uses flabbergasted except old English people, British people. I say the chap, I'm rather flabbergasted. So, that's kind of nerdy. And I'm on the outside looking in. Also, I'm a player. So, it's nothing to do with a loophole in the game. if you want to call someone who is reasonably good looking, does the 5 o'clock shadow thing, and dresses kind of grungy, finds a hot girl that likes that kind of look, we can call that loophole. I call that marketing. He has his style, and he found someone that likes his style. Okay? So that's not, it really has nothing to do with the loophole. You don't need to be wealthy to get a woman, but it does help. Okay? It really helps. You don't need to be good looking to get a woman, but it sure in the fuck helps. It helps a lot. It helps a lot if you have both of those. But what if you don't have both of those? That's where you got to learn to level the playing field. That's where the loophole comes in. The stuff that I talk about here. That's to help level the playing field, to create that so-called loophole. All right? So, as I always tell motherfuckers, don't hate the play and don't hate the game. He found a look that worked for him, and it worked on the right girl. He's done. Don't hate. Okay, fellas? And I get these kind of emails all the time. Some of them I just ignore. But since I've seen Ladistar's name before, I want to mention that. So if I've ignored your email, either I had probably looked at it and forgot to read it. Because some of them I open before I do a show, or I just ignored it. Because if you go back through my teachings, if you use a little bit of logic, common sense, rather words, then you can see the answer to your game. Okay? And I get a lot of emails every day. I'm not going to be doing shows this weekend, so probably by Monday there'll be 16 or more emails in there. And I'll have to rush through them and all that kind of stuff like I usually do on Mondays. But most of the stuff is just easy. It's just plain common sense. I'm not using any special ooga booga, voodoo, African voodoo, black magic shit to give you the answer. It's just common sense. So if you apply some common sense to your questions, you can actually solve them yourself. I know you want to hear from an older player in the game, and I do appreciate that. Okay? And you probably doubt yourself. Most of the guys that send me questions, they're actually on to the right path. And they acknowledge that a lot of times. You know, that's what I thought. Or I knew you would say that. I see those comments all the time. And that's true. Learn to trust yourself, fellas, because you're men. You can only do one way or the other way in a situation. So, you got a path you're on. If it doesn't work, try something else. All right? That's really that simple. This shit is not rocket science. It's about your life. I want you guys to live a good life. All right? Learn to be men. Men is what I'm talking about. Peace, fellas.